Okay, so I was about to tell about these two movies that I caught, and then I got interrupted. So I'll start over. I don't like to go too long, anyways, on one thing. Okay, so this one was called Still Breathing, and it's an old movie with Brendan Fraser. And I don't think I'd ever seen it, or if I did see it, I sure didn't see it from the same eyes as I saw it this time. And man, it's cold today. I feel like my teeth are kind of chattering, so sorry. I feel like my jaw is sticking. I'm so cold. I'm gonna try turning up the heater. So anyways, the Still Breathing, it was crazy because, okay, so right now, with all of the stuff, because this to me is everything's about a spiritual transformation, this ascension, this whatever you want to call it. I keep thinking of it as like the evolution of human beings. And wish the heater would come on. Anyways, so there is a lot of souls that are here right now that came just to help humanity get over this struggle that they have been in for a long time. And a lot of these people refer to themselves like light workers, star seeds. There's all sorts, because everybody loves labels. So and they, can come from other planets. They can come from all different realms, they're from all over. And it's just like this positive souls that are out there who, want to help. Mostly as a soul moves up, that's what they want to do. That's why when they get way up here, they're willing to go back down here, because they were bringing this knowledge like Jesus. Like Jesus would have been a soul who had been born in light, he's born over and over and over, went through so much stuff and became enlightened and had, he understood things that the people he was living amongst didn't understand. So he brought knowledge that they couldn't comprehend at the time. And much of the knowledge that has been edited so that, they don't give us the opportunity to try and understand what all the teachings were. And hopefully that stuff's going to be released. But anyways, so you have all these different beings coming from higher realms to come down, because this is to move this soul group into a higher, like they've proven themselves for a long time that they have evolved and they've developed, so that they get to take like the next step up. But you have to also prove yourself and develop through step. It's like graduation is kind of like what's happening right now. Like you have to, and so many people have no idea that there's even a God. God has been taken away. It's been indoctrinated out and controlled and used to turn people against it with the control. It's also, she's gonna keep crying because she's having just a really hard time about Winston. Okay, so anyways, you have a lot of souls here, and I think that not only that some souls especially the more energy you are, the more you can fractal, the more you can be in multiple different lives, multiple different places. Like your soul, who you are as me, who I am right here, being Kelly, is only a part of who I am as the whole, because the whole of me is much bigger. This is a fractal of me. And there can be multiple having this experience in the same place or in other places. I mean, our soul is, oh, sorry, I'm just really cold and it's not coming on. And it's super cold outside. Like, I don't even know if you can tell how dark it is. It's like it never gets light. But so your soul can fractal and become multiple different lives at once. You can be learning so much. And I think that's where you can get into this, like, your soul is, in our perception, the God over all those fractals, right? We have a creation. I can get way too complicated. That's not what I'm trying to do. So anyways, so you have Right now you have fractals. And I believe that we have fractals that we are realigning with. And for me, I have felt, I have a telepathic connection with somebody. And I haven't met them in person, but I'm constantly in communication with them. And, you know, I don't know what all things it takes for us all to align with these different, and I don't even know if that's the purpose. I don't know if it's just, you know, we're having recognition of things, or if there's a purpose that, you know, if there's a purpose, we will. Like, I mean, if that's what we came here to do, then that's what we'll do. There's no stopping what is to be, because it's already happened. And so there's no stopping what will happen. And it's out of my control. Like, I'm not worried about it. I understand it. But anyways, I just find it to be fascinating. So I turn on this old movie, right? Because a lot of times I don't like to watch very recent movies. For one thing, there's no thought to it. They use sex, violence, beauty to attract us and brainwash us. So I feel too manipulated when I watch more current movies. So a lot of times I will watch older movies, like 80s movies, 70s. I love old black and white movies. So, you know, I watch old movies all the time. So anyways, this is an old movie because Brendan Fraser was pretty young. The last time I saw him, I think he's kind of like a pretty old guy. He's pretty big and bald. And this was back when he had like long hair. Real cute. And him and this girl start dreaming of each other. I guess they have this connection. And it's all on this spiritual level that they have this connection. And he feels that he really, he's got to go find her. He knows that she's there, and he knows they're supposed to meet and stuff. And so he's going to go find her. And he goes, and then everything just starts lining up, and they meet in just this most strangest way. And she's kind of freaked out. She doesn't love herself enough to even be able to accept love. She can't. Oh, honey, it's okay. She doesn't, and that's what's happening right here now too, is because you have to, in order to have a relationship that would be with a higher frequency, something that's more in alignment and stuff, your alignment would have to be up there, right? If you're aligning down here with people who are just as bad at relationship as you, then you're gonna have a lot of bad relationships. So in order to, she's got a really big stretch. In order to, I have to watch out because she is really good at knocking the phone over. Okay, stay over here, okay? I'm trying to talk. Stay over here. Okay. So in order to pull in the energy for a higher, to even get yourself to be in a higher thing. There's so many people in so many bad relationships, and they think that's what relationships are. That's all it is. And once you start seeing like, oh, these are lessons. This is for me to learn. And you move yourself up and you get yourself to a place, then you're more in alignment and ready for a higher relationship. But you have to go through a lot of stuff learning to love yourself. And they had that in this movie with this girl. She couldn't accept, she had a harder time even recognizing him. He had a lot of like weird murals and stuff. Like he would cut out parts like eyes out of a girl and then try and draw the rest of the face. Like all these weird things like he was trying to put together from this dream of what she looked like. But as soon as she walked in, he recognized her. And he was in such a different place in his life. And so there's a whole part of the story and stuff, but just the whole concept and how it played out, it all just made so much sense. And sometimes it's so cool when the universe gives you something like that, especially if you ask for it. You say, what do I need to know right now or something, and then whatever source you're using for communication. So that one was really good. And then the next one I watched was called My Month with Mrs. Potter. And that was a movie, it was British. I'm pretty sure it was British. And I didn't know any of the people that were in it. I don't think I even recognized any of them. And it was, oh my God, it was so good. It is what we need movies to be more like. This one was so good. As this guy comes to, he's a criminal, and he goes and he's robbing this house, and she comes down, holds a gun on him, and you know, stops him. And I'm not sure, I was up doing stuff, so I didn't see the instant that it happened when he realized, I think, that she didn't even have a gun. I'm not really sure what the deal was, but she just walked away, and then he was like, you know, I could kill you and stuff. And then she's like, I've got cancer, I've got a month to live. You know, there's nothing you can do that's going to hurt me. And so then how this progressed was just so cool. It was so much about the last month of her life, what she could do, because he stayed there. And the relationship that developed between them. He had had no mom. Her son had died as a baby. And they had an appreciation for one another on this level of loss. But then they, when he stayed on, he started developing parts of himself that he didn't even know was in there. Like, he had no idea. And she brought out things in him. And he stayed, and he helped her and loved her in her last month of loneliness. It was just, oh, it's so good. And it is so much the kind of stories that we need to have instead of this, you know, garbage that they want to sell us as entertainment. I think the entertainment is going to change so much, though. And I know I've said this before. And I think that we're going to do a lot more theater, a lot more people who will be involved. It's not going to be like this, you know, like this elite, these special people who are going to be rich and famous and stuff. Because a lot of them, you know, they were used. They're puppets. So, you know, I know there's some who purposely sold their soul to get rich and famous, but there's other ones that, you know, just wanted to be famous and found out what a dirty world it is there. And I think that, you know, that was an owned industry. And I think all of the owned industries all been owned by the upper elite, the controllers, whoever you want, you know, deep state, the cabal, whatever. It's all been the industrial complex, it's all the same. They're all, everything in our life has been owned. We've been living in a giant doghouse, that's for sure. They may have thrown us a few bones here and there, but we had to work for it. So anyways, I think that we're going to get much more where everyone's going to get to their creative side. I think there's going to be a lot more of like little performance groups and a lot more going out and socializing and being together and watching little plays and stuff. I really want to get involved with doing some outdoor children's theater and have them develop all the skills to create their image. That's what is important to me, is to just carry it through. How do you start it and where do you go? And then express it. So I think that there's a lot of things out there waiting for us. I think these are super exciting times, and I'm really, you know, I feel really bad about the split reality. I feel really super bad about, you know, my family, and I feel bad for everyone's family. And this isn't just my family. This is something that has happened on a spiritual level. This is about each person's growth, and whatever triggers us is what we need to look at. And, you know, in these situations, I don't know if, you know, I feel like I've been pretty much codependent with my kids. Like, there's been definitely times where my kids have been super abusive towards me, and I've allowed it. And, you know, I was with the kind of husbands who uh, talked down to me and talked really bad about me to my kids and stuff. And it definitely has an effect. People really need to be mindful of how they talk, especially to kids. And all these divorces and stuff. I mean, there's so much. The parents get so caught up in their own emotions they don't even think about, you know, what their kids are going through. There's just a lot of stuff. Human beings, to take it to the next level, a lot of stuff has to be learned. A lot of stuff has to be unlearned. A lot of stuff has to be learned, and a lot of inner development has to happen. And, you know, whether we like it or not, we're all in this together. We came on this planet together, whether we all know it or understand it at this point, that, you know, this is all real and it's all really happening. And I feel like really super excited for the future. And I will be so glad when everybody jumps on that train and we can all ride it together and everybody sees this false reality and all of this division and labels and all of the negativity that's been surrounding us has all been created by someone else. We weren't doing it. We didn't create this. They created it. They corralled us all in different corrals, and they wanted us to fight. They need to keep us divided. That's the only way they can control us. And we were getting too out of control. That's the whole thing with having to wipe us out. So anyways, you know, we're going to get through this next bit. And then when we get to the good part, yeah, everything is just going to be, life is going to be just so fun and so exciting. And I just am excited for what the